This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good-looking friends. Today, the Department of Justice released Ghislaine Maxwell's transcript, as well as her audio, for her sit-down with the DOJ on July 24th and 25th. I'm currently in the process of putting together not only the transcript, but also the audio together in a few different videos for anybody who wants to hear it for themselves. But in the meantime, I went ahead and sectioned out the part of where Ghislaine Maxwell talks about her relationship with Prince Andrew. Now, my overall assessment, I haven't gone through all the files yet, but from what I've heard so far, my gut instinct is telling me that she's not being truthful. And she is covering all bases to protect so many different parties in order to whether win favor or to keep herself safe or possibly even get a pardon. Take a listen to what she says about the royal family and the whole photo situation with Virginia Giuffre. Now, how convenient is it that Virginia is no longer around? Now, don't forget to make sure that you're subscribed because I will be dropping the full transcript and audio shortly. But in the meantime, take a listen to this and tell me what you think.
Bullshit me, but no.
Right.
Sorry.
So I want to just shift for a few minutes to talk about post-2000, 2000 to kind of when your relationship changed over the years with him. Did there come a time when Mr. Epstein did meet members of the royal family?
Yes.
When was that?
So I need to go back because I think I may have misspoke.
Okay.
Well, I didn't misspeak, but it's something that I had forgotten.
Yeah.
Before I met Epstein,
Mm-hmm.
he lived in London for a period of time. I don't know for how long. And he met and knew some truly fancy people, like people, high society people. That included Princess Diana's best friend. Her name was Rosa Monckton. And Rosa's husband, Dominic Lawson, who's a famous journalist, actually he's a very well-known journalist. And when I, and he was friends with the Barings Bank, and he had like sort of that.
That was, you're
before
talking about
he met me.
Before, so in the
80s.
80s.
Yes. He was dating Eva Anderson, Miss Sweden, I think. I don't know when she became Miss Sweden.
Okay, so earlier when you said that he met them later, you
Yes.
think he may have met some members of the royal family or certainly British high society?
He met, I don't know about the royal family, but certainly high society.
Okay.
And the reason why I know this is because sometime this is a documentable thing, whatever. There's a photograph that can give you the date because I don't remember what the date is of this. So there's something that will peg whatever this date is. I don't remember when that is. Epstein went to London without me. He often went everywhere without me, but he was in London without me, which was decently unusual because London's my hometown. But anyway, he went without me, and he went to a big event in. I think it was in the park. Anyway, it was a big event. It's on the news. It's like there's photographs of it, and I don't know if he sat with Diana or he met Diana or he'd already met her. I don't know, but this I believe was organised by Rosa, and so I don't know if she was being set up as a date for him, maybe because I don't want to speak bad of Diana, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay, so that was pre-meeting you.
No, that was. When that event happened, when we were.
Oh, okay, that was.
It's when we were. Okay. I'm not going to say together, but okay. How about this? When I was his employee.
Okay. So now moving back to the 2000s, there come a time when Mr. Epstein met Prince Andrew.
Yes.
And others in the royal family, or just Prince Andrew, as far as you know?
Well, so. As much as I can piece it together, first of all, let's just state, I did not introduce him to Prince Andrew. I did not introduce him to Prince Andrew or to Sarah Ferguson. That is a flat untruth. I'll start with that. So now I'm going to tell you how he did actually meet him. So if you find me that photograph, I can date that time when he met Princess Diana at that event. And based on that, I'll be able to tell you if it's pre or post that event, because I haven't looked it up and I've never bothered to check. So Lynn Forrester, who was a client or some type of client, or I think she actually tried to date him, or might have dated him for the record. She was in... Do you want to ask me something?
No, no.
Okay. She had a house, or she rented a house in the Vineyard. I think it was in the Vineyard or Nantucket. I can't remember now which one it was. It was one of those. It's either Nantucket or the Vineyard. And invited Epstein to go. And I believe that's when he met Prince Andrew. However, I believe that before that event, he had gone to the Bahamas and had hung out with Sarah Ferguson. And Sarah had called Epstein and had arranged with Lynn, or I don't know now, I'm speculating. Anyway, long and short, he met Andrew at there.
And I'm not holding you to an exact date, but when
Well, we can
approximately
date
was
it
that?
from that picture, if you find me the picture.
But do you know, without looking at a photo, in your mind, approximately when was that?
I want to say it was 2000, no, probably 2001, 2002.
Early 2000s.
Yes.
And I think it was actually Prince Andrew himself who suggested that he met Jeffrey Epstein through you.
I think that's true. So, well,
It's true that Andrew said that.
yeah, no, I'm sure it's true. Because I'm English, and my close friends are all close friends with Sarah and Andrew. And I would not say that I was close friends with Andrew before, but certainly we were friendly, and certainly his best friends, some of them were very, very close with me. And I think that my friendship, me being present, or me, is what made Andrew like Jeffrey more, trust him, or I think that's
so you
maybe
don't
it.
dispute that that you kind of had a role in getting together. You're just saying you didn't say Prince.
I would
here's
never
Jeffrey.
have introduced them. It would never have occurred to me to introduce them. I couldn't imagine them being friends. Two chalk and cheeses would never. I mean, for real, there's nothing there to connect them. So he met Prince Andrew, and then he had a relationship. I don't like that word. It sounds funky. They had a
Acquaintanceship.
Thank you. And through Sarah, actually. I think Sarah is the one that pushed that. And they met and hung out, I want to say 2 or 3 times. That had nothing to do with me. I wasn't communicating with Andrew. I wasn't in touch with him. And I know this because I was annoyed. And I felt left out. And I felt disrespected, and I was like, this is weird. I couldn't even imagine Epstein and Andrew together, and I thought that Sarah was trying to put the moves on Jeffrey, if I'm being honest, and I thought the whole thing was annoying, and I was pissed.
So, what happened with their relationship? Putting aside the publicity around Prince Andrew's purported relationship with, what happened, as far as you know, with Prince Andrew and Mr. Epstein's relationship from the times you just described?
Okay, so after that, at some point, Epstein told me that Andrew was coming to New York, and I needed to organize the whole thing. Right. That's classic, by the way, classic Epstein. Of course, if someone's, I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. And because he wanted to make sure that Andrew was taken care of, and that he was comfortable, he had whatever he needed, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, well, am I going to meet him, or are you just going to have me do all the job? And he said, well, you know, you can come and say hello. Right, wow, that's so nice of you, for real. Because you have to understand, like, I don't know if I told you this before, but I did not have the keys to his house. I was not allowed to go to his house unless I was summoned or told. I was not allowed to answer his phones. We can go there. But anyway, so this, we can tell, was a bit of a sore point, perhaps. Anyway, so Andrew came, and of course, the minute we got together, I was like, yay, hi! And then it was so nice because the difference of being in England with Prince Andrew versus being in New York without all the bullshit was insane. And our friendship just like lit up like this. Because first of all, he knew that I'm safe. I mean, safe as in I'm not, Nigel Dempster or taking a pic. Not in a million years would I do something so gross. And we honestly got on like a house on fire. I really liked him a lot, and it was so nice, and we just became really, really good friends. Much more so than when we were in London, if I'm honest.
And then with respect to and Prince Andrew, what do you know about that relationship?
Would you like to ask that again? Relationship's a big word. Like I said, I don't like the word. Let's just start there. Okay. So I have read. I just want to like piece together.
Well, but don't say before you say what you read, because that's one of the problems is that we're all kind of
all right. What
we're
I
all
know.
informed by like all the publicity and information around what everybody else has said. But what do you know? What do you think? Or what did you see?
Well,
what did you hear?
What's an even bigger word than bullshit?
Okay. Why? Well, go ahead. But finish that thought. Why do you think that?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm so happy to tell you. I'm like excited. I'm beyond excited. Okay, so there's a mixture of what I've actually seen and know from the evidence and versus what I've put together. Impossible for me at this point to separate everything, but I'll tell you what I know versus what I saw and what I physically have in here. But it's helpful for you to know. So, the allegation, I have to go with the allegation. The allegation was that at my house in London in March, whatever that was, 2001, I believe, we went to London especially so that we could have a relationship with Prince Andrew, and she was paid a vast amount of money for that purpose. Okay. And that she then got in my bathroom in my house in London and had sexual relations with him, and then went into my guest room and had full-blown sex, and then left my house. Oh, he left, and she felt used and disgusting. And a photograph was taken of them just before all these events took place in my study. That is what is the story. Oh, and then after that, she met him several other times, but we'll come to that. This is where it will allegedly started.
And they went to tram.
Oh, right. We went to a nightclub that night. Oh, we went to dinner, right? We went to dinner and then to tram. Okay, so the first thing about that weekend, that specific weekend, was that it's my mum's 80th birthday and I was in the country. And I have some corroborating evidence for that and a lot of testimonial that you can check. So that takes care of the reason why one of the reasons why her story doesn't hold water. The second reason why, so by the way, when I say that, my mum turned 80th that actual weekend. It was her birthday, it's on March the 11th. And the reason why I went to London, and I presume, but this I don't remember, is why when we were, so the whole trip started because of Alberto Pinto, who is the decorator for the island and for New York as well. And he had wanted Epstein to go to see a house in Marrakesh, if I remember rightly, and went via the Alhambra. It was also for New Mexico. So there's architectural pieces that complaints, and that was the basis of that trip. And I suspect now that that trip was planned all around the fact that I was going to be in London no matter what for my mum's 80th birthday at my brother's house in the country, which is approximately an hour outside of London, an hour and a half outside of London, and my brother's home. And we all congregated on the Saturday for her birthday celebration on the Sunday, and then we left. So that's that. The second reason why, probably maybe even the more important reason than my mum's birthday, that I think it's absolute rubbish, is that Prince Andrew, the idea of him doing anything of that nature in my house that's the size of this room is so mind-blowingly not conceivable to me as the man, or what. I just can't. I can't even. No.
Is there any way that it could have happened?
No.
Okay.
Describe the physical plan.
Oh, the physical. So my house was tiny. I think it's 900 square feet in total. Well, maybe that. Is that right? Maybe 9. It is on 3 floors, however. So you're talking about it's a jewel. It used to be a stable for a horse. It was the stables for the big houses. It was the little poor man's home behind the rich man's home. It's a jewel. Was a gorgeous little place, but it is the size of a nut. If you make a noise, let's say you did a little burp or something, you didn't want it, you'd hear it. It just, where she says that they had relations in a bathroom, first of all, the bath is an old Victorian bath. I'm quite small. It's tight for me. I put my brother in there to see what would happen, and it looks like a blivet, which is a sausage in a very tight skin. So her description of whatever the 2 people were doing in the tub, that would work. The bathroom itself is so small you can't lie flat on the floor, so it couldn't happen on the floor because you physically can't. This bathroom is too small to even be on the floor. And then the kicker of all kickers is that because the bathroom was so small, I decorated it to try and make it look huge, which meant that I put mirrors the whole way around it. And what was so fun about being in there is that if you stood in the bathroom, you saw like 100 of you, like you do if you were in
A fun house.
yeah, well, Alice in Wonderland, or one of those things that you would see yourself going stretching everything. And it's the image. If you said you were, let's say for telling the truth, she could say she was having sex with 5,000 generations of the royal family because that's how far back you could see yourself. There is no way in God's green earth, if that had taken place, that this is something that you would miss, because you can miss it. If you were standing there now, you'd see the whole of the FBI, the whole of the Department of Justice standing behind you. It's like, no.
Did you?
Also explain where the tap was in the bathtub.
Oh, well, it's an old Victor. And a tap. So if you were in, God forbid, if you were in the tub, this was the tub. My tap would be here. I think. No.
So you think it's kind of logistically and physically not something that could have.
Well, there's
happened.
that, and there's just Andrew would. He's so. English. He's so. He had a tie on.
Do you think there's any way it could have happened or no?
Absolutely,
Okay.
no way, no how, absolutely not. Wait, I haven't finished. So, on
ahead.
her.
No, not.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's his
Go ahead.
meeting.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go. Finish, please. Go ahead.
Sorry, can I finish? When all this nonsense took place, where this whole story with the picture and the this and the that and this bullshit, I believe that this whole thing was manufactured, and I can point you to some potentially corroborating evidence of this. So when she gave the photograph to the FBI in Australia,
Just to be clear, the photograph you're talking about the famous one
yeah,
where,
I have an image of it
where,
here.
where
If you want
Prince
to look at
Andrew's
it.
holding and you're in the background.
The fake. Just to be clear. So, on the back of that, and this is in the Discovery, by the way. I don't know if it's in, I don't know which Discovery I saw it in now, but she wrote in the back that it was a picture that was taken in January of 2000 or 2001, I don't remember.
Okay.
So now, in her handwriting that she's giving the FBI this picture, suddenly now it's March. So how do you go from her writing it's January to March? It's because it's the only one that fit with the flight logs. that when she could be in London and this took place. The second thing is that, I'm so excited to tell you this. There is a journalist. I know you guys quite, or the fake news is at work here. So there's a journalist called Sharon Churcher. There is a lawyer called Brad Edwards. These two, and there is a Southern District of Florida prosecutor called Villafana. I would very much look forward to showing you the relationship between these three parties that created that story.
Why? Well, without putting aside the relationship, why do you think they created that story?
I believe that story was created for the purposes of, well, there are multiple. The first one is financial.
Mm.
The second one is for the purposes of the CVRA case. The third one was for the serialization both of her book and in the papers for the story to attack the royal family. And just as a...
So, I think when you were just asked about the photo, you said you actually thought the photo was fake. Do you think it was just misdated, or do you think it's literally a fake photo?
I believe it's literally a fake photo.
Why do you think that?
Well, first of all, I don't remember it. We'll start.
But
right,
you,
okay. But the outfit I'm wearing
yeah.
is the outfit from my mum's birthday party.
So, but you don't have any. Do you dispute that they met each other?
Do you know whether they've met each other?
I do not know that they met.
Okay, so you not only you think the photograph is fake, but you also are not even positive they actually ever met each other.
I am not.
So you don't have a specific recollection of kind of being at an event or a party or your apartment or your flat in London with Prince Andrew and.
Absolutely not.
She doesn't know one way or the other.
You understand that?
I want you to know that the reason why I'm not hesitant. I don't have any memory of that. So that's not the issue. The issue is, could Andrew have come to the house to see me or see Epstein and say hi and she had been there? Yes. I can't say that didn't happen. But what I can absolutely categorically say is that I never at any time set Andrew up to have relations with her or any other human being ever. And I can categorically state that her characterization of whatever may or may not have happened physically would just know. And plus, I was in the country, so all of that's just not conceivable.
Did you attend? Did you attend social parties over? And again, I really now am focused on 2000 plus, so not the early years, where Mr. Epstein would host a party or be a big part of the hosting of the party, and some of or many of the young women who were masseuses would be invited to the party as guests or as entertainment.
I certainly went to his house when he would have people who would be there that were, I call them, the way I would think of it and I would characterize it were his entourage. That's how I thought about it. And that certainly was in the later 2000s, yes.
Did you attend any weddings of famous people with Mr. Epstein? Again, I'm mostly focused on post 2000, but if there's something that comes to mind in the 90s, that's fine as well.
A wedding?
Weddings.
With Epstein? I don't think I ever went to a wedding with Epstein. I can't think of a wedding that I ever went to with him.
Do you know, so you don't remember, you didn't attend President Clinton's daughter's wedding?
I did.
Chelsea Clinton's?
I
But that wasn't with Mr. Epstein?
No, it was with Ted Wade. My boyfriend.
Say it again?
With Ted Waite, my boyfriend.
Okay. Do you know whether Mr. Epstein was at that wedding?
He was not.
And how did you have a relationship? Well, why did you get invited to that wedding?
Because Ted and Clinton were very close.
And why? How were you close to them? Like, what was the reason you were close to them?
I met President Clinton. Well, first of all, I went to the White House with Epstein once for, I think it was for a historical, like one of those benefits. And I met the president then, but like 1,000 other people shook his hand. Then after that, I had a good friend of mine that was known to be the mayor of Miami Beach, Philip Levine, and Philip and the president were very good friends. And Philip and I were very good friends, and so I actually was introduced to the president post his coming out of the White House and became friendly with him because of Philip Levine.
Because of what?
Philip Levine.
There's some names that have been publicly associated with Mr. Epstein that I just want to ask you if you know about. Piers Morgan.
Is friendly with who?
With Mr. Epstein.
I have no idea. Never. I doubt it.
Yeah, there's no trick question. I'm not trying to, I'm not suggesting that I know the answer to it. I'm genuinely just asking.
Well, I would be astonished. I can't imagine they'd have anything in common either.
How about
friends with Piers Morgan?
I've met him. I met him at an event in Manhattan. I can't remember what. More recently, so probably in 2012, 30, something in that, and we had a very nice conversation. So I remember that. I remember thinking I don't remember if I'd ever met him before, but I remember thinking how nice he was and how I was surprised. So I liked him. What can I tell you? So that's the only memory I have of that. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's what I think.
I don't have a correct or incorrect.
No, I just don't know. I just want to try and.
No, but I want you to believe me, because I mean this. There is so much information in the public sphere about you and Mr. Epstein and others around, and some of it is definitely true, and some of it is definitely false.
Okay, all right.
So when I ask a question, if I think that you're not being honest or that you're missing something, I'm not. This isn't got you. I'll say that to you. Did you ever meet JFK Jr.?
I'm sorry?
Did you ever meet JFK Jr.?
Yes.
When was that?
I met him at Andrew Cuomo's wedding. No, Kerry's wedding. Kerry's wedding. Who did Kerry marry? Andrew Cuomo. Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Andrew Cuomo's wedding
And when would that have been approximately?
1990.
So before or
1989. Something like that.
But would that have been before you met
maybe.
Mr. Epstein?
Yes.
Did you have any sort of professional or social relationship with John F. Kennedy Jr.?
I fancied him.
You what?
I thought he was very attractive.
Oh, you fancied him.
Sorry.
Aside from finding him attractive and fancying him, did you have any sort of, social relationship with him?
I mean, we knew each other, and I thought he was wonderful and fun, and I enjoyed meeting him. But we went out. I wanted to say we had a dinner or two, but I was very excited. But that was it.
And then Alan Dershowitz.
What's the question with Alan?
Do you say it again?
What's the question?
Do you know Mr. Dershowitz?
Yes.
Do you know whether he knew Mr. Epstein? Do you know the nature of their relationship?
I definitely do know Alan. I'm just trying to remember if I knew him. I'm trying to remember how I met him, and if I met him separate from Epstein. I don't remember, so that I have no recollection. I remember. I know that he was Epstein's lawyer. I don't know if they had any relationship prior to that. I don't remember. Oh, I do actually. So, I think they met at the same Martha's Vineyard through Lynn Forrester. Now, I think that's what happened. I think that's it.
And why do you think that?
Because it just popped in my head.
Okay. And you said that Mr. Dershowitz was Mr. Epstein's attorney. Do you know whether they also socialized?
So my personal memory of when I remember I have two distinct memories with Alan. One is with him and his wife at the island, and I absolutely remember that. And I remember, I think, going to his house in Boston. If he had a house in Boston, that's the only two times I remember.
Did you ever observe Mr. Dershowitz doing anything inappropriate with young women around Mr. Epstein?
Never.
Did you ever hear did anybody ever tell you that he had done anything inappropriate?
Absolutely not.
Do you know one way or the other whether Mr. Dershowitz ever got a massage at the island or any of the locations that he was at with Mr. Epstein?
I don't remember anything about him ever getting a massage. I don't ever have any recollection. I don't believe I ever even saw him in a bathrobe. I have no knowledge of that.
I'm jumping around a little bit. You mentioned, I think, briefly, but the Terra Mar project?
Yes.
What is that?
I founded Terra Mar the idea of Terra Mar came, I think, in 2010. So I want to just explain Terra Mar a little bit. So Ted and I bought a boat. Well, Ted bought the boat. And the basis of the boat was to do explorations and sea exploratory stuff. This really started because I have had since I was a child a love of the ocean and everything aquatic, and I've always been I'm nervous about the state of the ocean. When Ted and I, we worked with National Geographic, and we did exploratory work, and the most exciting, we did many exciting things, but one of the most fabulous ones that we did was we looked for Amelia Earhart twice. I did 2 expeditions to look for Amelia Earhart as an example of an exploration that we did. And he had a foundation for the ocean, and we worked with Nat Geo, we worked with Woods Hole, we did amazing things. He bought the Remus 6000, so when the plane went missing, the plane that went, was it Air France, from Brazil to Paris and went down, it was the Remus 6000 that found that plane. It's one of those deep sea underexplorers. Anyway, when I broke up with Ted, one of the things I did not want to give up was my love of the ocean and everything that we did. And Terra Mar, the genesis of Terra Mar came from that. So Terra Mar obviously means land, sea, and the story of the ocean is that Earth really shouldn't be called Earth; it should be called ocean, because 3/4 is the ocean. So I wanted to not clash with anything to do with Ted, because it was a bit awkward between us. And so he took all the part of the ocean that was close to land, so within 200 miles, and so I decided I would focus on all the part of the ocean that was outside of national borders, Terra Mar. And that's the genesis of Terra Mar.
So what was the time period of that?
That, I think, after I broke up with Ted, so 2010, 11 is when it started, and then I ran it all the way up until whenever the Epstein drama struck, and then I just shut it down. I shut it down because I didn't want what was happening to hurt the Smithsonian or Nat Geo or I just couldn't let everything be hurt by what was happening to me.
Do you know Jean-Luc Brunel?
Yes.
How do you know him?
I met him, so when I told you I was working for the European for my dad, and I was in
So
charge.
back in like early 90s.
Yeah, and I was running a magazine. One of the things in the magazine is fashion, and so I was going to some fashion shows, and I was looking for fashion sponsorship. And in fact, when I came to America, one of the first sponsors that I got for it was Ron Perlman at Revlon, who was great. And I met Jean-Luc through just in Paris like that, but socially not.
Did Mr. Epstein know him as well? Did you later learn whether they knew each other?
I'm not sure. I don't. He would have. Epstein had his own fashion situation, so he would have. He didn't meet Jean-Luc through me.
Did you ever observe them together over the years?
Absolutely, yeah. I saw them many times together.
Did he visit the island? Did
Yes.
he go to Palm Beach
Yes, he went,
House?
yeah, he went everywhere. I saw him in every place.
Do you ever observe him getting a massage? Or do you ever know whether they got a massage? Maybe you didn't observe it personally. You don't remember?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. I have no conscious memory of Jean-Luc. I would imagine that he did, but I don't see it.
How about Mr. Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein?
What would you like to know?
Do you know him?
Yes.
How do you know him? Like, I guess when I say how do you know him, is it a relation you had kind of separate from Mr. Epstein, or did you meet him through Mr. Epstein, or?
I wouldn't. First of all, I wouldn't say I had any type of relationship with Harvey Weinstein.
Okay.
In any context. Socially, I would meet him because I would go to events that Harvey would be at, and also his wife was English back then, Georgina. And friendly also would be a big word, more of acquaintance, so we would see each other, and I would go to Miramax events. But there was a couple of people who worked for Harvey who I was friendly with. His primary producer, whose name is Meryl Poster, who I was friendly with, and yeah. So,
Do you know whether Mr. Epstein had his own relationship with Mr. Weinstein?
he did.
Did they socialize together at the island or in Palm Beach or New Mexico?
I never saw Harvey at any of Epstein's houses, so socialized. I don't know that they were friends. I mean, I can't see them together either. I mean, literally. But I know that they certainly do that. I would imagine, and in fact, I think I have a memory, but I can't, that when Harvey was trying to raise money for whatever his business was called, I can't remember what his business was called. Maybe he went there because Epstein was good at raising money. I just don't know. But I never saw them. I don't recall seeing Harvey in any of the properties.
Let's just go a few more minutes and take a break. I know it's after lunch. So we talked several hours ago about your father and his business a little bit. After your father passed, do you know whether Mr. Epstein was involved in your family business that you know of?
Absolutely not. In any respect. First of all, there was no family business left. Start with that problem. And the second one is, my family didn't like him very much. And they were busy dealing with their own problems, and there was no relationship whatsoever. I mean, my mum and he got along quite well. That was it. But she's an old lady. He was nice to her.
We're now being a little repetitive, but you're confident that before you met Mr. Epstein, he didn't know your father, and so he wouldn't have done business with your father's companies in the 80s either.
Absolutely not. I'm 100% sure of that. I never met him, I never saw him, I never heard his name. No, nothing.
So, there's been a lot of conversations about whether Mr. Epstein maintained like a list of people, like a book of famous people that he knew, it's called a black book or a client list or a list Did you know of the existence of any such list?
There is no list. We'll start with that. The genesis of that story I can actually trace for you from its absolute inception, if that is what you're interested in.
Well,
It is.
first, you know, to be short, there is no list, there's no client list, nothing like that.
No, there is nothing like
That
that.
you know.
That I, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say you think you know the genesis, so go ahead, tell us.
I'd like you to know that I have brought some supporting corroborative evidence.
Well, tell me what it is
Well, why
too,
don't
and then
you
we'll get
tell
the
it
corroboration.
first?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Is this, do you want to take a break here? Because this is a long...
This-
Oh, it's a long
This is the
story?
story. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
let's take a break, yeah. Yeah, let's take a break.
All right, the time is 2:03, and we're going to take a break right now.
Such a fraud.